Hey gang, well, if you've been wondering why I did not have a video for the results of the Boonville versus Fordyce game, well, that's pretty much the reason why. It's because this is the last video in this series for this year, and let's just say it did not end very well for the Bearcats, and all I can say is ha 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 ha. But before we get into this, I just want to say that Weekly Weird News will return, but it'll probably be the last Sunday of this month, and I'm going to try and do a rundown of the weirdest stories of 2025. So between, here and there, I'm just going to try and do, like, more Christmas lights videos, more random videos, and we get to that Sunday, like I said, we'll do the weirdest stories of 2025, and then we'll see what the new year brings us. So as of this recording, this is the day before. I'm not sure if it's all the big championship games in Little Rock or not, but yeah, it's by the time this video gets uploaded, all the videos, all the games should pretty much be done, and we'll see where things go. But of course, I'm sorry about my bad handwriting. Just hopefully you guys can read it, most of it. Of course, had the scrimmage game between with them against Dardanelle, and they barely won that one, as you can see, 14-13. They went to Oklahoma, took on Poto, lost big, 28-0. And I'm telling you, man, they dragged that whole thing out for weeks, because when they took on Ozark the next week and lost 34-27, as you guys can see, they just kept saying, like, oh, it's just injuries. Hey, idiots, if you're going to play a physical game, a physical full-contact game, that's what's going to happen. But personally, I just think it was their egos were more bruised and hurt than anything, losing to Poto. I mean, they beat Poto last year, and then they go to Poto this year and just got stomped. That was it. They took on Paris here after losing the last two games, as you guys can see. And it says right there, 35. Well, I'll just kind of give you a complete rundown of how I thought this whole thing went, because I'm gonna keep this thing focused for a little while, and hopefully you guys can read it and everything like that. As far as I know, there was no replacement games. The only thing that did change was locations, as you can see the last three games right there, because it was said that the Rivercrest game was supposed to be here, but they changed it there for some reason. And Quitman and Rivercrest didn't have that great of a record, but somehow they were, well, Quitman came here, of course, and as you guys can see, they got slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. I felt bad about that, because Quitman went into this game with a very good record, but man, they just got annihilated. And taking on Glen Rose, who was supposed to be the #1 team at the time, and just getting run over like that was ridiculous. And I still say something happened in that game to let Boonville win. It made absolutely no sense. So yeah. And Fordyce, I'll tell you the truth, man. I think the announcer at the Glen Rose game, I think he kind of jinxed him a little bit, because he mentioned that Fordyce beat Boonville last year in the quarterfinals. And what did they do? They beat Boonville this year in the semifinals. And I'm just like, dude, you should have just shut up. And watching the end of that Boonville-Fordyce game, hearing this guy just, again, blaming things and bringing up the whole Poto game. Oh, they were dealing with injuries. And like, dude, just deal with it. They lost. So what? And something he said that really surprised me, he goes, this wasn't supposed to happen. And I'm going like, what do you mean by that? Are you trying to prove the conspiracy theories that Boonville's somebody's paying off all these teams to let Boonville win? And he blamed crappy conditions, which that night, if I remember it right, it was kind of cold, but it wasn't that bad. There was no rain or anything like that. And what's amazing is that when they played against Mansfield in the rain, and lost. As far as I know, you didn't hear him say anything about, crappy conditions or anything like that. It's like, look, you guys want to go out there, take on Mansfield in the rain, that's your fault. You could have just postponed the game for a week, or just could have, one of the two of you could have forfeited, and that would have been it. That would have looked bad for Mansfield because they had an undefeated season at the time, and as far as I know, they're still undefeated. In fact, they're the ones going against Fordyce tomorrow in the finals. So, yeah. So Boonville can cry all they want to and make up all the excuses they want to. Look, it's just, Boonville Bearcats, you're not great. I don't care what colors you go under. I don't care if it's purple and yellow, if it's purple and white. It doesn't matter. You're just a team. You're just a football team, And the crazy thing is that the announcer actually said that next year Boonville's going to 4A, and I'm going like, what? After the season they had, which, as you guys can see, overall record 10-5. Because it was rumored that earlier this year that the Bearcats were going to go up to 4A for the 2026-2027 seasons. And I'm just like, you guys are going to go to 4A? You were in 4A in 2018. You were undefeated, won the state championship. If they think they can repeat 2018, I'm sorry, but as Judas Priest once said, you've got another thing coming. It ain't gonna happen, folks. I'm sorry. I mean, they got this one kid who's gonna be a senior next year. They hype up like he's the next Dax Golf, and I'm going like, yeah, and look what happened to Dax Golf. He left this town, went to play for college football in another town, and bombed. So I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say here is that, Boonville, I don't want to say, hey, you had a great season. No, you didn't have a great season. It was just kind of meh for the most part. We'll see what happens next year. If I'm still here, I'm going to go to the home games, and I'm going to do as many reports as I can. And I'll try to watch some of the live streams too. Not that I really care, But, again, if we're doing this again next year, I'll try and have another bunch of videos for you guys around then. And for those of you wondering who won the friendly bet between Reno and myself, Reno won that one. He won it big time. Because he picked mostly Boonville. And when I told him about Boonville moving to 4A, at first he sounded like he was saying, I was like, well, good for them and all this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you hate this town, but you love the team. I've never understood that. And he just sits there and goes like, it's about time they got their butts kicked by other teams and better teams. I'm going like, yeah. I mean, it's too bad they're not going to be able to avenge their losses to Podo and Ozark and Mansfield and Charleston and Fordyce, but hey, what are you going to do, right? Ozark maybe. I think Ozark's still a 4A team, so we'll see. And I think they'll take on Ozark here next year because they took them on there, and that was a fun game to record and everything like that and be a part of. And I still couldn't believe it, just Boonville lost that badly, but there you guys go. There's a complete rundown of what happened this year with the Boonville Bearcats. And like I said, we'll see what happens next year. If I'm still here, I'll go to the games and I'll try and do more videos for you guys. But till then, thanks for watching, everybody. God bless you all. Hope you're having an awesome day. If not, hopefully it's better for you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe. And if you would, please go check and subscribe to any, if not all, the following channels down in the description below. Please help me get to 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000, or maybe even 1 million. I'm still trying to get to 700 myself. And, well, I'd like to get there before next football season. That'd be kind of cool if you guys could help out. And if you would, please go to your settings, where the part says that keep my subscriptions private. Please put that button over to the left, so when you subscribe to somebody else's channel, they'll get the notification, and then this way, they might go subscribe to you right back. I usually do. I like getting those notifications saying so and so subscribe to your channel, whether you have any subscribers or not. I like to try to help out because you guys have been helping this channel growing for many, many years, and I appreciate it. And hopefully we can keep growing and growing and growing for a long, long time. So take care of yourselves. Try to be good. Try to be good yourself. Try to be good to others. Till we do this again, as always, stay strong and rock on.